All right, that's wonderful. Hey, what do you think? It's really interesting how the dental clinic started out here. It was kind of like almost an accident that he contacted the wrong person.
I understood that you were at one time planning to go to Mexico, and for some reason the doors closed there. Is that true?
Well, the guy was wanting to, he regularly went down to Central America, but he wanted to try one domestically. And he knew of a camp somewhere in Kentucky, so he started researching, and he got a hold of William, and he thought that he had the right guy.
But he didn't.
But when we got here, it was the wrong camp. But we've been here ever since.
Yes, I know.
And what's been your observation as far as the dental clinics and so forth? And
I can tell you that, and I deal all southeastern Kentucky. That means 24 counties. This dental clinic is talked about everywhere I go. And one of the things is it really true you can get your teeth done for free? I said, well, yes. And they just shake their head. Nothing is free. You got to catch. There's something going on. I said, yeah, there are people that are doing the work because they love the Lord. And, well, I've got one man yesterday, right here, had $3,600 worth of work. And he didn't have the money, and the dentist says, well, you better start saving up because without insurance, I can't do the work. $3,600. And when I saw him the last time yesterday, he says, I'm on my last procedure. They got one more procedure to do, and I'll have $3,600 saved. And I says, that kind of makes you feel good, doesn't it? He says, you better believe it, man. Seems impossible that it could be done, but with the cooperation of the camp and a gymnasium where it's big enough to house everything and like that, and then dedicated dentists and hygienists that are willing to take off from their job. I don't know how in the world they can do it and still make a living, but I guess God takes care of that, huh?
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. You know, we had a lot of people that have prayed for these dental trips and have contributed to the dental trips financially and supplies. And if you had something you'd like to say to them, what message would you like for the folks back home to hear from you?
All right. I can tell you that Jesus set the example of meeting people's physical needs, which opened the door to reaching their spiritual needs. And this is the greatest thing that has ever taken place at this camp. We dealt with children all these years. Now we're dealing with the whole man. Mama, daddy, children, grandmas, grandpas, everybody is getting involved. And it's, how shall I say, it's not just fascinating, it is phenomenal. It is just out of this world. People that are just hearing about it, they can't believe that it can be done. And it's being done. And God's getting the glory. And that's what I...
Preacher Bill, I talked to you earlier, and you were telling me that you wanted God to give you till 90 years old at least to continue serving Him. Is there a passage of Scripture or a principle or something that God has impressed on your heart over your long ministry here and elsewhere that you just love to pass on to whoever would hear it?
I would say that if anybody is wanting it, well, I don't have a Bible in my hand.
I'll get you one.
Get me a Bible. I think we ought to follow what God says in His Word. I, as a minister, found that God has something in His Word to prove that what I am doing is what He wanted me to do in life. And it's in Psalms 92, verse... Hello, Pam. That's my niece coming to see me. I want you to listen to this verse. This is Psalms 92, verse 14. They shall still bear fruit in old age. That's Bible. And I know it's for me because it says, they shall be fresh and flourishing. But the word in the King James is fat and flourishing. I guess it fits me. But seriously, God has directed, and I believe that He will give a person not only long life, but greater vision. And the longer they live, He'll give them more years, I think, if they have dedicated those years to God. Come, we can use you. By the way, I'll have to say this too. We had, not right now on our staff, but we have had 68-year-old, a man and his wife, that came and worked after he had retired from the railroad out of Cincinnati. Another man that was 69 had come with his wife, who had retired from the Ford industry, working for the Ford company, and they were full-time. They said, now, one of them said, I don't know if I can work in the camp work. I'll pastor and I'll preach and everything. I don't think I can work in the camp every week. I just don't think that's part of my ministry. He was here every day and loved it. He says, I never thought I could ever do anything with kids, but I love them. So, anybody wants to have a long life, come work at Youth Haven Bible Camp, okay?
Thank you, Preacher Bill.
Yeah, God bless you.